So, just seconds ago, finished the Bose QC45 review. I picked a wallpaper that I thought was appropriate, and I still have the same song playing that I had on that review at the end, because I bought both of these headphones to, well, review, and because I might want to use one more than the other, etc., etc. So I kind of knew I needed the QC45s. They're the whole retelling of good active noise canceling stuff from Bose, about fucking time, and they're tolerable to listen to. Great. But if we get up, we walk behind the set here, we walk all the way to the wall, we can get to these. Come with me. I reviewed 2 sets of AKGs in my old apartment. The AKG K361 and the AKG K361. And the 371 was phenomenal for like 18% of songs. And then for the other ones. And then I'm like, well, what about the cheaper 361? And I like these more. I like these way more. They were not as high a high when you got a great song going, but they were consistently good and comfortable and well made. And here they are. Here, in fact, and they fold, like they do this folding thing that fold up, and they have like the detachable wire, which was, what kind of wire was this? A stupid locking 2.5mm, which basically means it's not really a detachable wire because you can't find that shit. Fuck it. But big soft pads, light linear clamp, good fucking solid closed back headphone, linked in the description. And then months later, DMS tells me, hey, do you know they make a Bluetooth version of that? And I was like, what? Let me take my panties off. Because to get that comfort and consistency of sound, and then the convenience of no wire. Oh, how much? $135. That's not much more than that was. Actually, I think those were like 90. So it's like $40. Whatever, fuck, shut up. These are built better than those. These share a very similar design, but almost every component feels better on the Bluetooth version. The actual mechanism that folds it up feels better. The mechanism that adjusts the clicking up and down feels just slightly better. The pads feel thicker, more high quality. Like, it's just like an upgrade path. It's like the 361, sorta. This is more like the 365 Bluetooth. So take everything I loved about that. The comfort, the linear, actually this has a little bit tighter clamp because they're for walking around and running around. You got the silicone head pad on the top, which is the same as what they had here, only I think it's wider here. It's definitely, I think they made the bridge wider. Improve everything about the K361, then make it Bluetooth. And then make it sound a little better because DSP correction is a thing. And then make it battery life lasts forever. And then Zeos will shill the fuck out of it. So here we are, spending my own money, $135 massive dollars. Thank you, patrons and supporters on Subscribestar, for allowing me to purchase things like this. So that I could tell you that you now need to spend $135. Because we're going to reference the Bose, because it only makes sense that I do the Bose. I just released that video probably not too long ago, and I want to preface this. If you need noise canceling, active noise canceling, annoying, rumbly environments, buses, trains, planes, cars, get those. They're $330. If you want to save $200 and get something that sounds pretty much equally as good for music listening and isn't the comfort is great. The comfort in that is great plus one. It's just Bose magic. What the fuck you want from me? But the comfort in this is pretty fucking phenomenal. And you got a bag of that. How do I describe the bag? Because it literally comes in that box, and it comes with a bag, and it comes with a couple wires that are like, take them out. I don't think I wanted to take them out. I think that was one of the things that was like, oh god. Oh fuck. Oh. Also, really genius shipping thing is they ship with these plastic covers over the pads so that they can't get crushed. I feel like lots of expensive headphones, like Fostex and stuff, should do this, because that works great, and the pads don't get fucked up. In fact, I would probably keep these around for just that purpose, so it doesn't screw up the bottom of your pads. The only LED is there on the bottom, by the way. It's the little blue one. The bag is, it feels like it's made out of recycled garbage bags, but then it's also like soft on the inside, so it's multi-layered, and it's just, I love that bag. I'll describe the working order of this. You saw it folds. You saw me double tap this. That's play pause. Next track. In the sound demo, which is linked in the description on a separate channel, I change the tracks mostly by just going, because it's so fucking fast. That's your touch surface. Just this side. This side doesn't do jack shit. Just the left side. And you just go forward for next track, back for previous track or to restart track, volume up, volume down, and then double tap to pause. I will say double tap to pause, you gotta get the rhythm right, baby. It's all about the rhythm. If you double tap too slow, it doesn't fucking do it. Too fast, doesn't do it. It's all about the rhythm. You get it to work. Take some practice. But this is it. Just this little surface is it. And it has 4 directions and double tap. You gotta be careful you don't double tap. Like, corner's not bad. Once you get the tapping action down, you're pretty solid with it. The how do you turn them on, Zeos? Is it some fancy method? It's a fucking switch. It's off and on. You turn them on, and then they go on, and there's a blue light in the fucking switch, and that's it. Here's where you can plug these stupid ass wires in. They give you, I don't like these wires. I don't like them at all. It's the same stupid ass connector that the fucking K361s have, in short or long, in 3.5 millimeter. The charging port for these is USB micro. And I hate that. And you hate that. We all hate it. The Bose were $330, come with a USB-C charging. This is micro. There it is. So you got micro charging port, the stupid 2.5 millimeter, and a very basic on-off switch, the end. That's it. Everything else is controlled by just swiping the left-hand side. The indicator for left and right is up here. Very small and hard to read if it's in the dark. You have to sort of learn that the shape of this is flatter in the front and a little bit more rounded in the back, and you can kind of feel that. Like, I feel like that's the front. And I turn it around, and I kind of feel like that's the back. But I wish they did a little better indication of that. I might come here with a magic marker and just like white for right, and then black for left, and then we know what's going on. The articulation of this is actually in that, so it'll articulate pretty much fine. You don't have to do any more sort of weird adjustments. You don't have to bend anything. We're gonna get to the actual. So I'm wearing them right now, and they're paused, and there's no active noise canceling. So there's no microphones listening to the outside world that are now sending reverse signals to cancel out sound. But I barely hear my air conditioner running. I barely hear myself talking. These are built like shooting muffs first, so that you really, if you just want active noise canceling because you don't want to hear most things, I don't hear most things without music playing. As soon as you start playing music, which is double tap, see, it didn't do it. Tap, tap. Now Pistol Grip Pump from fucking Rage Against the Machine is playing, and I definitely can't hear what's going on. You can talk with others, sugar shit, but they can't be fucking with mine. Next, Kevin Penkin Stars from Tower of God. Tower of God, amazing anime. Way better than God of High School. God of High School was crap. Good fight scenes, crap anime. These sound amazing. Price to performance. I wasn't sure if they did a full DSP correction compared to the wired ones, but they must have done some tweaking, or they did some tweaking to the driver. They did tweaking somewhere along the line. Because like Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire is on, and I just want to make it go louder and louder and louder until I think you either get the 361s with the wire for a desk. I want a quality closed back headphone for under 100. I think it's under 100 still. For around 100 or under 100, that's a good fucking choice. But why not just buy these? You can wire them just like those. And when it's time to leave and you have your phone turned on, which by the way, just instantly connects to my phone. Like once you pair it, it's just, okay, paired. It's fucking paired. It's paired already. And I think if I turn off my phone's Bluetooth, I'm going to do a test. 1 second. It's doing beep boop. Beep boop. Did I put these on backwards just now? I did. See? I know I felt it. So then I'm going to turn it on the Bluetooth. I'm going to play on this. And now it's playing on the headphones. Or we'll play on the headphones once I hit play. Play! Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter, Richard, Joe DiMaggio, Joe McCartney, Richard Nixon, Studer. I could sing all the words till We Didn't Start the Fire. I'm pretty sure. Also saw him at Last Play at Shea on the third day, the day they added. So I actually saw the Last Play at Shea when Paul McCartney showed up. That was a good fucking concert. Thought Shea Stadium was gonna fall down though. Like we were like mezzanine, not the very top. There was something hanging over us, and when one of the songs was on, everyone was banging their feet. The whole thing was shaking like this, and I'm like, we're gonna die. Yeah, no. Just like the boys. I love Billy Joel. I kept saying Brad Wilson in my head. Brad Wilson, get out of my head. So for $135. They sound at least equally good as the Bose QC45. I gave the QC45 a very solid pass for sounding, for how they sound. Because they're DSP corrected and they do active noise canceling and they do all that shit. And the sound is tolerable and I actually enjoy listening to music on it. But the sound here is tolerable and I actually enjoy listening to music on it. I trying to think of other closed... I know I just did like a closed back $100 and something headphone. Oh, the Sivga SVO21. Wider... bassier, probably a more enjoyable experience. The Civic XVO21, which is linked in the description, by the way, is a better sounding headphone for $130. But it's still a headphone. You got to plug it into something. So you're either buying a BTR5 or an IFI Go Blue, and you got a wire coming out, and you got to control it with something else, so it's a better sounding headphone. But this sounds fucking good. Little bit lacking in low end for what I want it to do. I feel like it's got the breeding of the original. Throw these wires away. I feel like it's got the breeding of the original, where the 361 and 371 were designed to be like neutral monitoring headphones, and the 371 did a stupendous job sometimes, and then it was like and the 361 did a stupendous job all the time, just still neutral and clean and it's very, very acceptable. This is just a Bluetooth version of that. It's neutral and clean and very acceptable. If you want bass headphones, you got to find a way to bass the boost. You got to find a way to boost the bass through your player or something. Because they have low end. You're not going to be like, oh man, these have no low end. They're just not going to blow your socks off. A lot of times with portable stuff, I prefer a bass boost. I prefer to have a little bit more because I'm out, riding in the back seat of a fucking limousine, or on my private jet going to Spain, or in bed with 7 supermodels, and I kind of want a little more low end in my headphones. Those things never happen, by the way. Please support me on Patreon so those things can happen. I'm sorry, I'm imagining all those things happening from my Patreon, and then what would I have to... There's people out there who get... Like, you watch people who Twitch stream, and then you saw with the Twitch leak. Like, they're millionaires. Because people are throwing money at them to play video games. So they could do all those things that I just said. And I'm like, I would never throw $5 at someone so they could fucking get a private plane and get 7 blowjobs at once. I couldn't do it. I don't know. We're off track. Get on track. Stay on target. These headphones more than meet my expectation. They exceed my expectation, and I've used them more than these, which I have. I own both of these. I bought both of these. Straight up cash money, Amazon Prime ship, give me. And the Bose are a better built headphone, and the Bose have active noise canceling, and the Bose have probably, if not similar, longer active battery life. But I use the AKGs more because they're cheap. And if you can get something that's half the cost, or even less than half the cost, sounds just about as good, and you don't really need the active noise canceling. You're just sitting around the house, listening to music, you want to watch something on the toilet, this is good enough. This is the channel of good enough. I'm going to really go quickly into a slight thing. People seem to think that my channel needs to get more grown up and adult and start looking at measurements and be more professional. Fuck that. I don't want to do that. The reason I started this channel is because those channels already exist, and I don't want to watch those channels. Someone wants to watch those channels. They're out there. Go for it. I'm here to convince people who have never thought about spending more than $15 on an audio product to spend $135 on an audio product. Get in the door. Get in this stupid fucking hobby, and then on top of that, what pisses people off that are true audiophiles, is I tell you not to spend more money than you have to on audio. I am the curtains of the audiophile world. I want to get the people who have never spent any money on audio equipment to spend money, but then I want to stop you from spending too much money, which is a very real and easy thing to do in audio. You're like, huh, I don't have 7 amps, and I need the Solaris. That's $5,000. I need to have that. I definitely need to have that. And then the least tour. No, you don't. You probably don't. Start getting into audio. Find the happy zone where you just smile about things, and then stop. Because if you keep going, you'll never be happy. Right? That's a little fucking tangent I just have to get on, because people seem to think that I need to like really learn about what the community thinks about me because I don't listen to measurements. I don't give a fuck. I care about getting people in the door and then educating them enough to know that, okay, this is all I need for like 3 more years. Stop. Just, unsubscribe from my channel. Come back in 3 years and say, hey, I'm bored of these. Then you can look for something else. Yeah, that was a little rant for ranting purposes. I don't see any point of failure. This is a ribbon wire here that folds up with it. It seems like it's going to be pretty robust. It goes in one orientation, and it doesn't get fucked up by twisting either. Which, by the way, come on, how cool is that? How cool is that? It doesn't quite get as small as this do. This do smaller, a little better. You're paying for it. You're paying for the luxury of a Bose product versus the down-to-earth AKG-ness of these AKG K361 Bluetooths. If they made 371 Bluetooths, I'd buy those. Because I have a feeling the 371s were let down a lot by amplification. Like, they were weird, they tuned weird. Every time I plugged them in, something sounded different. If you had a self-powered pair of 371s that was DSP corrected to fix whatever fuckery was going on, they'd be the best-sounding fucking headphones in the world. Like, fucking just throw Abyss headphones out. Just, oh my god, what are those? What are those? Meze Empyreans? Garbage. 371's DSP corrected would be the way to go. That's it. I'm done with this review. I use that wallpaper. I've been saving that wallpaper specifically because I know I need to get people's attention because they don't believe me with the product, with especially like a $130 Bluetooth headphone. Who gives a shit? Believe me, these sound way better than you think they do, and they're so fucking convenient. The convenience factor is through the fucking roof. That's why they come upstairs. These were in my car, my loud fucking black car. That's like, bah, because I drove up to Canada at one point, and I'm like, you know what? Highways, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And by death, I mean I can't hear anymore. But these, I will literally take these out and go shopping all the time. Every time I leave, it's like, you know what? I'll take these. And they do enough passive noise canceling that for 95% of tasks that are noisy, it doesn't bother me when music's playing. So yeah, let's go off of that. Tower of God again. I'm holding it. It feels correct. Definitely need a better LNR fucking indicator because they're just a little too. Like there's an angle here, and it's just not enough. Oh, they get very loud too. I should point that out. I am at like 3/4 on my phone, and that's about as loud as I'd ever want to play them. Run the jewels. Hold on. See, there's low end, and I could tell there's low end in this song. Like I hear brrr, but it's not actually burring. I just know there's low end. I feel like they need like a port, like an open-ended version. These would probably be fucking phenomenal. But yeah, no, I'm gonna pause this, double tap. And that's the end of this review. Sound demo available in the description, which is on another channel, which if you want to see those videos, you have to sub there. Because that's a side thing, because I don't want to damage this channel if there's a million copyright strikes, like there fucking was. Which is why if you want to see sound demos that have disappeared, Patreon and Subscribe Star subscribers get into the Sound Demo Oasis, where they can get modern sound demos, uncompressed, and old sound demos that have been lost to time are resurrected, at least the audio from them. Haven't had enough people like jumping on it to say, hey, upload the videos here too, but I will if I have to, especially if Chewbacca's in them, because God knows I love that little girl. See reviews early also for $5 a month, and participate in the yard sales, which both of these headphones I purchased, both of these headphones I'm keeping. I'm a bad yard saler. I should be selling something else. I wish AKG sent me these, because then I could be like, hey, AKG, send me like 4 more so I can just throw them in the yard sale or include them with other things. But no, these are purchased, and I use these all the fucking time, and I use these some of the time. And that's all you got to know. So, yard sales first at 10th of every month. I ship internationally if you want, or free shipping content in the United States. See reviews early. Get into the Sound Demo Oasis, where you can get all the sound demos. And for $10 a month, you get into the private behind-the-scenes Telegram chat, where you could ask me any questions or tell me I'm an asshole to my face. Well, not to my face, but to my phone, which my phone is usually to my face. So that's basically it. Basically. Yes. Hi-Fi Guides forum, and sound demo. And that wallpaper, which I know you've been looking at, available in the description, and you can crop it for a 16:9 phone, or that'll fit in a new Xperia 1 III, because it's the exact same aspect ratio, and we'll all be good and happy, and we'll live long times and prosper. Here, wait, what's my wallpaper there? Is that the right aspect ratio? It is. Yeah, I'll see you all in 2 days for another review. Probably not a Bluetooth headphone review.